Jonny Pickleball Andrews.
All right, guys, we're back to the live action here. We are in session number 2. I've got Courtney Miles, who joined me for most of the day yesterday from the second session on.
Yes, that is correct.
Good to see you again, Courtney.
Thank you. Yeah, happy to be back. I had a blast yesterday, and it's going to be another great day of some pickleball.
It is. So you were not here for the first session. Were you able to tune in at all, or were you working?
I was working, actually. I had to do a little bit of coaching down at East Naples Park, and if that name sounds familiar to you, it's probably because you'll be at the U.S. Open next week or have been there before.
Yeah.
Yes, actually on Sunday, correct.
Yeah, I think it starts the men's Open Pro singles, I believe. And women's probably too, right?
Yes, that is correct. I will actually be playing singles on Sunday. So.
Oh, wow. So you're in on the action.
I am in on the action starting Sunday. Not this time, though, but I'm learning a few things.
That's right. Absolutely. All right. So what we've got here, we've got the start of session number 2. You've got Rick Witsken out of Indianapolis, Indiana, facing off against hometown favorite Jonny Pickleball.
Yes, we do.
Also, again, for the second time, joining us live, a special guest, Kyle Yates.
What's up, guys? I'm just here for the deep dish pizza here.
I heard that, bro. I heard that.
I'm just kidding.
I came up here, too.
I'm just excited to watch some good singles now.
No doubt, man. No doubt. So, as we kick this off,
Very high energy, for sure.
Definitely.
Some of the noises that he makes are just hysterical. I love it.
Yes, you were talking about the woohoo
The
yesterday.
woohoo? Yeah. And on the flip side, you've got local favorite here, Jonny Pickleball, that trains and coaches out of this facility.
Yes. Another character. You'll probably notice his little spin moves that he makes.
He does some crazy stuff.
He does. He does. Very animated on the court.
I've had the pleasure of playing against Jonny quite a bit in here, practicing some singles.
On these courts.
Oh yeah, and he'll run all day, and he will not give up. He'll keep firing all day long. So we're gonna see us come down to the wire.
I love it. I actually don't know if I've ever seen Jonny Pickleball tired, fatigued. I don't know.
I don't think so. It's rare,
It's rare
if
that
anything.
he's like bent over, clutching, hands bent down on his knees. That's pretty rare to me.
Yeah.
4-2.
All right, so we've got an early lead for Jonny Pickleball at 5-2.
2-4.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got that confused. That's side out. It's actually 2-4.
Yes.
He's down 2-4.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, Team East could really use this win. So.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up. I actually have it
Yeah.
pulled up on my phone. They do, with the Pickleball Global
4-2.
software, they track this live as it unfolds. So
That's
we are
awesome.
getting up-to-date information on this. So we'll check that here shortly and give some updates on that.
Side out.
Wow, Jonny saved that one off the net cord. So.
Yeah.
It's so hard to change directions of your paddle. Kyle, do you find that pretty difficult?
Yeah, you see that ball coming, and you can prepare for it, and then it takes a little skip off the net, changes the direction. You got to react pretty quickly, be able to catch that ball. It's not easy sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
4-2.
I'm curious to see Jonny's strategy when he gets to serve coming up. I think he's got to find some offense somewhere because Rick's a big dude. It's not easy to pass him. I know Jonny's looking for some passing shots early, but Rick covers that net so well. You're going to have to get a little creative to get the ball past him sometimes. So excited to see what Jonny can do to get this ball by Rick.
Come up with.
You see he's hitting drop shots there, trying to work the point a little. And then
it
there you
worked.
go. He opens up the line.
That was great.
I noticed right there, and talk about this real quick. Rick just ripped the 2 in the backhand in the direction of Jonny. Jonny was able to put it by him. Is that him just trying to overpower Jonny right there?
Well, it's one of those things. You think you're hitting away from Jonny, and he's so quick he'll get there anyways. So a lot of the times the play might be go right down to his feet, maybe take away his angles or take away his ground strokes.
That makes sense.
He just looked like he took the ball in the air and hit a nice little inside-out backhand volley. Rick made him hit a tough shot. He just happened to hit the line.
Fair enough.
He makes it look so effortless, the way that he moves on this court.
Yeah, I agree. He does. He's very smooth with the way his movements are. And he one thing I noticed about Jonny in singles and doubles, it's a lot of quick agility, like movements, quick bursts.
Yes.
It's kind of how he moves.
4-4.
Definitely. I think the pants might have something to do with those compression pants.
You think the compression pants obviously play a big factor? Wow.
Whoa!
That was a big
Check that
forehand.
ball for smoke.
Man, check that ball for smoke. That ball just got ripped by
Wow.
Rick Witsken there.
5-4.
Thank you to Franklin Sports for providing us with balls. I think
Absolutely.
a normal ball right there would have broken in half if you hit it that hard.
That's a great point. That ball held
Probably.
up well against Rick's forehand smoke shot there.
6-4.
Thank goodness.
All right, so Rick getting a small lead here.
Timeout.
The thing about singles, guys, is that this is not just your typical singles match, right? They're working against a 20-minute clock. So not only are you battling against your opponent, but if the time winds down and you're on the losing
4-6.
side as it gets under 3 minutes, you're under some extra pressure there.
Timeout.
Yeah, that's right. And luckily, I mean, right now we have a pretty low-scoring game, so it's anyone's game at this moment. But we are underneath 15 minutes,
6-4.
so only a few more minutes till they change sides.
And also, I kind of want to point this out because Rick's style of singles, like what we just saw,
Yes.
can be very aggressive, very intense, and he's moving forward and attacking. That's when Rick's at his best. When Rick's kind of having to stay back and,
7-4.
drop shots in from the baseline playing singles and then having to fight those angles, he's not going to be as effective. When Rick can do that right
Wow.
Unreal!
there, right on cue, too.
Swinging
That's
volley,
insane.
full stretch on the run. He doesn't look like he's in his 40s, man.
No, he does
Not
not.
at all.
That looked like a 21-year-old hitting that shot right there. Now, let's see what he does the point after.
8-4.
That'll be a telltale sign right there.
Oh, no.
The bummer is he knows that they've only been playing for about 7 minutes at this point.
Yeah.
He's got to go for another 13 minutes, so he needs to conserve some energy.
He really does it.
You know, Jonny can run for 20 minutes straight. Let's see if Rick can keep up the high level of play for 20 minutes straight.
That's a great point, Colin. And that's what I was saying earlier. I don't know if I've ever seen Jonny get fatigued to where he's calling timeouts and bent
Right.
over, gasping for air. I mean, he's in great shape.
8-5.
Yeah, maybe that's Johnny's strategy here is just,
To kinda grind him out?
make Rick work and then see if he can't find his opportunities.
The call is
Did you? Oh, yeah, the call was out.
point.
Yeah. I think what happened there was
9.
Jonny thought it was in. Rick calls it out.
9-5.
Jonny appealed. She said that ball was in, but she actually made a verbal confusion there. It's actually, she said it was out. It was too close for me to see. Okay, so we have a little gamesmanship here.
A little games and
So
shit there.
can we talk about that? Is that
Yeah,
is that
so
etiquette to talk
I'm
about?
sure Jonny saw that ball wide. There's not going to be any hooked line calls in this game. But
Of course.
Jonny hit a ball that was just an inch wide. Rick called it wide. Jonny appealed. Marsha didn't see it clearly. Couldn't overrule. Next point, Rick hits a shot cross court. Jonny calls it wide. Rick appeals. Marsha couldn't see it again. Right there, another ball. To me, that looked like it might have been an inch wide. I'll see if Marsha overrules. I don't think she saw it clearly
Very
again.
unlikely she's gonna overrule that
She
call.
just overruled that there.
No,
and
no,
that's
no.
it. She
No,
did.
Jonny called it out.
Rick just appealed, and Marsha said she saw that ball good.
You know what?
And
You're right.
I'm curious to know if that was just the fact that Rick was so adamant he thought it was in, and she went with it, or if she actually saw it.
I'll be quite honest. I don't know how she would have the best angle on that.
Right, that's what I
However,
was thinking.
We do have a pretty good angle. You thought you saw that wide? I thought I saw it touch. It's so close.
I thought it was
So
wide as
close.
well.
But
It was very close, though.
But let's say this. This is going to happen sometimes, but these guys are professionals. You've got to figure out a way to get past that, correct?
Absolutely. It's just 1 point.
Boy, that's hustling, but that's just good manipulation by Rick right there, pushing Jonny back and forth side to side.
Yeah, especially towards that wall over there.
Yeah, the size advantage is doing Rick favors right now. He's dominating that net really well. Johnny's got to find a way to get the ball down and away from him.
Yeah, Rick is doing a really good job of keeping his drives down so low.
I'll be quite honest, guys. I think right there what we're seeing is another gear from Rick Witsken that we haven't quite seen just yet. This is him basically dialed in that zone, and we're seeing a phenomenal match played out right
He's
here.
having a lot of fun right
He is
now.
loving this.
I just love the fact that he grunts so much when he plays.
Yeah, and also talk about that. That is actually legal to do, right? When you're hitting and you're just making a sound.
Yeah, essentially you're exhaling on contact, and that helps with timing. It helps, to be loose when you're hitting the ball. He's not exaggerating the grunts or being, excessive with it. He's just in his zone, doesn't understand. He's just exhaling and he's just playing. He's not doing anything. It's gamesmanship. He's just playing.
That's just him being
absolutely
his style.
Yeah, it's really a way of letting out energy too. To really conserve yourself out there. And I mean, we were talking about the age difference, so that's probably something that he likes to do to really conserve his own energy.
I bet it actually kind of helps him get him in that rhythm too. Like he seems like when he's playing his best, you are hearing more of those sounds and those, those things like that. So absolutely think that Rick uses that to get him rhythmic with it. So here we go. Rick with a 5-point advantage right now.
Side out.
Yep,
I'm not sure Johnny made a call, but I guess it was kind of obvious to Rick.
Yeah. That one wasn't as close as the last couple.
So this is where I feel like Johnny needs to settle in and stay composed here. It's only a 5-point game. There's no need to panic. No need to push too hard right now.
I think Johnny's looking to keep the tempo up real high and try to wear Rick out a little. Because, look, you see Rick's making all these hustle plays.
Yeah.
But is it sustainable for another 8 minutes? Maybe not. I think Johnny's just going to want to keep moving that ball around, keep making Rick run, and hope he slows down. But, I mean, Rick knows, hey, I only have to do this for another 8 minutes, and then I'm done.
That's it.
Yeah, having that lead in this type of format really, makes you feel good.
Yeah, but you're right.
Yeah, if you can just hold on to it and let the clock run down, then you're golden.
But you also don't want to. The reverse side of that equation, right, is if you go too conservative, you might actually go into almost like a prevent type defense.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden you find the game close at the end instead of just continuing to do what got you there in the first place.
That's a great point.
Because we have actually seen that played out over the last 2 days where a team kind of goes into cruise control a little bit, and all of a sudden they find themselves at 2 minutes in, or 2 minutes left. It's a 1-point game.
Right. Wow, that's a beautiful passing shot. Little rock on there from Rick.
He did do a little rock on, didn't he?
12-6.
I like it.
He's feeling
That's
it right
Rick's
now.
signature
So animated,
bull
yeah.
horns.
The bull horns
So you
right
mess
there.
with the bull, you get the horns.
Oh.
You're going to get horned.
We saw that in my match against him last night. We tried to attack him, and he burns us. You see the bull horns. I love it.
Like it. A little signature
That's
move
great.
there.
Everyone's got their own thing.
I think Kyle, you're spot on with this right now. Johnny's just trying to move him back and forth right now, get him a little tired.
Side out.
And there's still 7 minutes left. There's still time for Johnny to get 7 points.
Agreed.
But he has to start
Absolutely.
pressing the issue a little bit here.
12-6.
Little lucky net cord there for Rick.
Yeah, and we were talking about this new net earlier. If you get to the top of that net cord, it's likely going to roll over. Wow, it's a great play.
Beautiful
great play.
movement by
Yep.
Jonathan.
He's starting to open the court up a little bit. But is it a little too late? We'll see.
You see Rick taking his time right there? Is that just? I mean, that's just maybe him being normal with it. But I feel like he wants to slow the pace down a little bit here.
There's no reason for him to hurry. Put it that way.
Look at that. Oh, it hit the post.
No, he's gonna.
He knew it too. He knew it.
Yeah, it went
He's gonna miss
through.
it. He would have really liked that point.
Boy, I tell you, that ball
Absolutely.
was hit sharply back across
Timeout
his body,
called by
and he was
Rick.
able to get to that.
That's your first time
What a
out.
smart play. Rick's gonna call a timeout here.
1 minute.
What is talked about that? Like, why is he utilizing being up by 6 points?
Well, he knows there's only 6 minutes left. One, you call a timeout. The clock's still running. So he's essentially burning a minute. So it's one less minute Johnny has to score 6 points to tie it. But I don't think that's in his mind right now. He's thinking, hey, I need a breather.
He needs to get a
let
breather.
Let me catch my breath for a minute and come back and keep playing high-level pickleball. There's no reason for him to rush right now. There's no reason for him to expend any energy. I think it's smart. I actually would have been surprised if he hadn't called a timeout.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I feel like he's playing so well right now. So, I mean, even this little bit of a timeout isn't going to really hinder him at all. I feel like, if anything, it'll help him, keep up that high level of pickleball that he's playing.
That's very, very good point by both of you guys. And I think the 60 seconds, honestly, is sometimes just a chance to wipe your face, take a swig of water, and hit that kind of that reset button of, let's look at what we got here. We're down. I mean, he's up 6. There's 5 minutes on the clock. Now he just needs to maintain. Right, that doesn't mean go into defensive mode, but maintaining means continue to do the things that got you in this position in the first place.
Right. He's done well doing that so far. Wow, that's a great shot.
So what does Johnny need to do here, being down 6 guys, to try to turn this momentum? Is it something like that? Get a little energy play
Yeah,
game?
he just has to keep opening the court up. Just keep making Rick move. Earlier in this match, it looked like he was just trying to go for passing shots a little too early. Rick was covering the net too well. He's got to find creative ways to pass him. I think that's his issue right now, is struggling to find that offense. Rick's just dominating that net so well right now. I mean, Johnny's got to find. I mean, he's got to get 6 points somehow. He has to double his score in the next couple of minutes.
And we are coming up on the 4-minute mark, so the time is going to become a factor at this point. See, that's what I kind of like about this. See, that's the exact
Rick.
noises that we're talking about.
But I think Johnny has to realize that he doesn't necessarily need to rush. He just needs efficient offense, because he got to this point down 6 points because he was rushing to score. See, right now where he needs points like that.
Right,
he needs to win those.
Got to
but
win that.
He's working the point better. He's getting into the net. He's getting chances
Definitely.
where he wasn't earlier in this match.
I
think he
that's
just
a great.
needs to settle down, stick with that, and just try to get efficient offense and not try to force anything right at this point.
Yeah, I love that he's trying to jump around, keep himself loose, and really keep
There you go.
himself in it. Yep, he's saying, come on, that's the way to hit it.
He's giving. Sometimes self-talk can really do a lot for you. Keeping that right mindset, that positive mindset. Look, it's only 6 points, and in singles, wow, Rick utilized in his second and final timeout. He's thought about this. He's thought about, if he was in this scenario at this point, he's going to burn a timeout at the 6-minute mark and then again at the 3-minute mark. Like, to me, why not? You can't take those timeouts with you under 2 minutes, correct?
Right.
There's no reason for him not to call a timeout.
That's the way I feel about it. You hear a little grumbling from the team that's losing usually that, oh, they're burning a timeout under 3 minutes. It's like, well, if you have your timeouts and you're winning, it's within all the legal rules to do that. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Right,
personally.
and I feel like if they were in the same situation, I think we might see a little bit of that from them as well.
Yeah, you're only going to see the complaints from the team who's losing.
Right.
And I think that's really what I was, right? Like, that's what I was kind of saying. But, I've seen some stubbornness a little bit from some of the teams that are winning, that they won't call a timeout and use them. But it also might depend on each scenario is a little different. If the score,
this is a little different because it's 12-6. If this had been 12-11, it would have been a little more interesting.
I agree.
But the fact is, I think it's a little too late with time at this point. I know Johnny's going to keep fighting.
Beautiful.
Right
He's
on
going to
cue.
have to pull out a few more of those. Hopefully Rick, eases up on the gas a little here, lets Johnny in. But
yeah, because as viewers, we want to see a close match at the end. Like, that's really what we get our excitement from. Maybe that should count for half a point if it goes between the post and the.
he's done that twice now.
He has done that twice on each side. At this point, I'm not going to say it's not mathematically possible, but we are at a minute 30. He's down 5. He's got to make something happen here quick, guys.
That's not going to help.
That won't help the cause.
That was the nail in the coffin right there, I'm afraid.
I feel like every game that I've seen today has been won
13-7.
There's been one thing in every game where it's like a breaking point, where that 1 point goes by and that kind of does you in.
7-13.
All right, so we're under a minute here.
Wow, that's a great play by Jonathan.
Is it possible that he could still make this happen?
Well, the fact that Rick has 10 seconds for every point, and there's 37 seconds left with 5 points to go, I don't think it's
Very difficult.
mathematically possible at this point. But that's in right there.
He got it.
Yep. Well, he's closing the
I
gap
wonder how
at
long
least.
Rick takes to get ready here.
We're seeing Jonny pick up the pace. We're seeing Rick kind of slow it down. Again, these are the dynamics that we're talking about here.
Point.
Rick's taking his sweet time.
Of course, right? I mean,
At this point, it's all but over anyways.
mathematically now at this point, it may be a little difficult. It's coming down to the wire. Okay,
there's Rick. He knows it's over.
Yeah, at the buzzer. And I would have loved to have seen Jonny pick up that energy and that pace right there a little sooner, you know? He seemed like he was struggling a little bit with some of those shots, but right there he had that intensity that it took to try to climb back in that. All right, guys, we got to take a quick break. We got to do an interview. Kyle, would you like to do the interview for me?
I actually have a match coming up here soon, so I'm gonna
Scratch that.
bounce,
Gear
get warmed
up.
All right. Scratch that. All right, see you guys. All right, guys, we're live here. We just concluded that singles match between you and Rick Witsken there. That was tough, man. You started making a big push at the end there. You just simply ran out of time.
Yeah, that's all it is. I ran out of time. He used his timeouts. He kicked the ball around. He walked around. He probably put it in the bathroom twice. It is what it is, but that's okay. You know, I started off slow. In 20 minutes, you got to start off a lot faster than that. I tried to go for too much. I started having to go for too much because the time, and that's that simple. So I got out of my game plan very quickly.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm noticing that with the time factor, it creates that different element where if you're down, you're creating that sense of urgency. Sometimes it can benefit you, sometimes it doesn't. Good job. That was a great competitive match right there. Go get ready for your next match. I appreciate you. All right, now we've got Rick coming on right here. Rick is actually the winner of that match right there. So, Rick, come on in here, man. First of all, congratulations on that big win for Team West. I thought you played with a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. I know the crowd always loves you when you play and you make those amazing sounds that come out of your mouth. I don't know what you do there.
Well, the reality is this is a showcase, right? And it's my first time at this event. And bringing the excitement to the fans is a really cool thing. And we all know that a guy that's 48 years old playing pro singles can't bring excitement in the last 5 minutes of the match. So I better start out with some energy. And now that I feel really, really well prepared for the U.S. Open Pro Singles, playing 2 matches in the last 12 months, I feel like I might be able to win a point off Kyle Yates if I play him first round.
I love it. That's good stuff right there. That's good stuff. Rick, I really enjoyed that, man. Great win. I think you did exactly what the game plan needed to be done to get that W. That's a big win for Team West. Congratulations, man. Anything else?
Yeah, I just want to say that, the dynamic of the strategy with this competition is really cool, and it makes all of us athletes think outside the box, right? Whether you're using the timeouts. I mean, honestly, I used timeouts in the end, but not because I was scared to lose points. I just literally needed to get my win back. I missed a couple shots by like that much. I actually felt really good out there, and this is what this event's for, helping me gain confidence moving into the Open. So.
You know, Rick, at 48, I think you're allowed to take those timeouts whenever you please, man.
You know what? And I heard you have stamina too, Scott.
I do.
And everybody that commentate for 3 days in a row has stamina.
That's it, man.
I grew up and want to be like you.
I love it. When he grows up, he wants to be like the golden boy. All right, thanks, guys.
The Eddy and Webby show is the place to be.
Oh, wow, Eddie, you are not going to believe this, but we just got a message from Pickleball Global, and they're saying we can do a commercial talking about Eddy and Webby.
Nice, man. What are some of the things we're going to talk about?
Well, we could probably talk about how we do live podcasts featuring some of the top names in pickleball.
Yeah, we've had guests like Kyle Yates, Simone and Chad, Ben Johns, and Cassandra Gerke, to name a few.
Or how about the videos that we do documenting our pickleball adventures?
We can't forget about our original music videos and pickleball song parodies.
Oh, absolutely. So all you have to do is go to the Eddy and Webby